And the topic is the diversity gap decoded by Miss Sonika Aaron, CEO for Marching Sheep. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that Miss Sonika Aaron is the founder and managing partner of Marching Sheep, one of India's most recognized HR consulting firms specializing in diversity and inclusion, emotional well-being, bespoke learning interventions and progressive HR practices. An alumna of XLRI Jamshedpur, Sonika has held leadership roles with top organizations including PepsiCo, Vodafone, ICI Paints, and was head of HR for Philips Consumer Lifestyle India before founding Marching Sheep in 2013. Under her leadership, Marching Sheep has been consistently acknowledged for its impactful work, ranked among the top 25 HR consulting firms by Business Connect, top 10 by Silicon India, and nominated by UN Women among the top 30 firms in India for its community impact during the pandemic. Sonika herself has been recognized among Forbes India's top 10 women entrepreneurs 2020, most valued people by Forbes India 2021, and honored as an inspirational leadership icon by Fortune India. Her thought leadership in HR and inclusion regularly features in top-tier media, including India Today, Economic Times, Times of India, and Business World. Driven by a mission to create equitable workplaces and meaningful careers, Sonika continues to influence the future of work with empathy, purpose, and impact. A very, very big round of applause, everyone, for Miss Sonika Aaron.
A lot of it I heard for the first time. But thank you so much, Sonia, right? Yes. Thank you. I know I am standing between you and coffee, so if you are thinking that, you'll sneak out and get a cup of coffee, I have a surprise for you. I am going to be sharing findings of India's largest empirical study that we have conducted on 840 companies across 30 sectors on inclusion. So if you're interested to know what is really happening in India, not globally, in India, then stay put. And if you have colleagues outside, call them as well. Okay, I think we've heard a lot about who I am, what my company does. So I am just going to move forward quickly and get to the crux of the matter. So, we are an 11-year-old HR consulting firm. I have a team of 11 people, and we have 2 men in the team. We call them our diversity hires. And they're rather good, they're a good sport about it. But you know what? When we did this report, this research across 840 companies, what do you think we found? Do you think we were the norm? Who do you think was a diversity hire? In the previous panel, I was listening very intently. I was listening about healthcare, and I heard a lot, about health, well-being being designed. Something was missing. So let's go deeper, okay? When we looked at the data, what hit us was the hourglass. Thankfully, because of a lot of pressure, because we want numbers, there's a pressure on diversity, there is a target approach, the management trainee, GET, sales trainee, the entry level tends to be at a higher level. The percentage of women that we hire at the junior level is there. And then what happens at the board level? Why do you think there is still a higher representation at the board level? Correct. And we all know what happens in a lot of companies. Who are the women on the board? Let's be honest. Correct. What happens in between? You know, we found that out of 840 companies, 63.5% organizations did not have women in key managerial positions, which meant there were no CXOs, no VPs, no GMs, no women calling the shots or taking decisions. Also, 28% as per the percentage of labor force participation by the Indian government. That's 28%. But what is the India Inc. average? It's 22%. Somebody said, right, that the largest population or the largest workforce, agriculture, is not touched by HR. Right? So let me ask you, and I think a gentleman here asked also that question, how do we convince our CEOs and our promoters? How many of you have heard ROI kya hai? How would you like it if you had an answer? ROI hai, yellow number, धंधा चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए. So ROI hai. So we went through data of these 840 companies. We looked at women representation. We also looked at PWD representation, but unfortunately the numbers were too small to make any sense. But women representation we could. And we looked at one number which made absolute sense, profitability margin. वो तो सब विश्वास करें. Everybody okay with Hindi, English? Profitability margin पे तो सब विश्वास करेंगे ना? Right? So, we said let's rank the organizations. Top 1/3 organizations with highest diversity, bottom 1/3 organizations with lowest diversity. What is the difference between their PAT percentage? Organizations with higher diversity outperformed organizations by least diversity by 1.5% on profitability. What more ROI do you want? Itna thanda response. Next, we said कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये तो समझ में आया, but is there consistency? So then we dived into industry-wise data. So in those 840 companies, there was industry segregation, 30 industries. We said, is it an industry phenomena? And within that, we realized that if we take the median of industry PAT, then companies which were more diverse had higher PAT than companies which were less diverse. So 65% of companies which were more diverse were outperforming the median of the industry. Are you all with me? And this was true in 8 out of 10 sectors. In the sectors we could not establish the relationship were sectors where the percentage numbers of representation was very low, single digits. So, we arrived at that ROI to hai. Okay? Now, a lot of people sitting here would feel, but my organization is different. How many of you think, हमारे यहाँ सब ठीक ठाक है? हमारे यहाँ there is representation. How many of you feel like that? Wonderful. I'm really happy if it is really the truth. But I do want you to ask yourself one question. Where are these women situated? What positions? What roles? Which level? When you look at positions at senior level, are you getting women which are ingrown, or are you hiring women from outside? What is the percentage representation at the senior level? Is it the same across all levels, or does it dip as you go up the ranks? These are some hard questions to ask because it becomes very easy to get caught up in the diversity numbers. What is really enlightening is when you look at the leading indicators. What goes behind? So when we were looking, so we did our regression analysis, we did Carl Pearson's, we tortured the data till the data said, बस मुझे छोड़ दो, मैं और नहीं बता सकता. And then we said, how do we go deeper? Because data is not the end of it. I want the data to tell me what next, what is it that I need to do. So if you look here, there is PLFS, or the labor force participation, which is at 28%. There were just 2 industries that surpassed this. Let's talk about healthcare. Why do you think healthcare surpasses it? Nurses. And if we remove the nurses, what do you think the situation would be? Ever thought about it? And that is why I say, let's ask ourselves some tough questions. And then let's look at all the other industries. We are lower than the PLFS. Then we said that, data is there, but can we get to why? Now, over the years, we've spoken to more than 10,000 women. We've spoken to their managers. And it is not a one-sided story. It's a systemic issue. And that is why many times it is said that, एक session से क्या होगा? एक talk से क्या होगा? एक conference से क्या होगा? So some of the main issues that we found was with women itself. We as women being conditioned to take a step back at life stages of marriage, of childcare, of being the natural caregiver. And the biases that creep in the organization of being expected to take that role. Unfortunately, that still exists. There are a lot of people who say, yes, 70% of our workforce today is zillennials and millennials. They think differently, but the diversity in this country comes from very, very different tiers. And across culture, tradition, mindset, thought processes differ. And from that perspective, when I was listening to the previous panel, what I was missing was the intersectionality, even well-being, and there was another talk which was talking about policies. How do we craft our policies or well-being from a concept of universal design. All of these came out as we dug deeper in our research of 10,000 women. What are their voices saying? What are the voices of managers saying? And what is it that can be done about it? So this is what we came up with. 33% Club. Anybody heard of it? Yes, ma'am. Any thoughts? Lovely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who's heard of the 33% Club? So thank you, ma'am, for sharing. It is way back in 1993. But also the 33% Club became very prevalent with the Lok Sabha and state assemblies reservation. And it is based in logic. Any community where you have less than 33% participation, which means your voice is not heard. So if in a group you are less than 33%, which means you will not have decision-making power. You will not be heard, your values will not be, inputs will not be taken, your contribution will not be valued. And that is why we said, if it is good with the government of India, why cannot it be good for companies at CXO, KMPS, which is key managerial positions, and at an overall level? And then we said, let's accept it. You know, all these words about glass ceiling, sticky floor, motherhood penalty, glass cliff, they are all real. Let us stop denying it, because the moment we acknowledge, we reflect, then we start doing something about it. And honestly, it doesn't make us bad people. It is there systemically, societally. But we need to do something about it. Otherwise, that is what our daughters will be dealing with even 20 years later. Let's take an inclusion-first approach. You know, while this data is all about women, I don't think the tenets of inclusion change. Respect. There was a sense of belonging conversation in the previous panel, right? All of these are basic tenets of inclusion. You drive inclusion, diversity will happen. Diversity is a lagging indicator. Think about what will inclusion do to your organization. अब तो number भी है, 50% higher PAT. Next time your CFO says, ROI क्या है? उनसे पूछो आपका अभी पैट परसेंटेज क्या है? 6 महीने बाद 50% हायर पैट. Who wouldn't want it? And then policy. DEI in every policy, process, way of doing things. One thing where Marching Sheep is different. We don't believe that diversity, equity, and inclusion policy is a separate vertical. We believe diversity, equity, and inclusion has to be embedded in your recruitment, in your leave policy, in your medical policy, in your relocation policy, in your performance management, in your promotion guidelines, in the way team meetings are held, in the way people do induction and onboarding, in the way people are told what is inclusive language and what is not inclusive language. It is day-to-day interaction, every touch point, right? All right, I just have 2 minutes. So I'm going to show you a video. I hope you enjoy it. We loved making it. Wait, you double click say? Okay. So that's us, people. There is a QR code here if you're interested to know more about the report, how it impacts your organization, your industry, what you can do. Please feel free to reach out to us. We are not charging for this. I think this is necessary for everyone. And let's talk. Thank you so much. I have 1 minute. कोई शक या सवाल? इतना क्लियर था? Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
Because in a hospital environment, it is much more secure. IT is much more evolved. And as you go down the list, the systems, the processes around it are not that evolved. So is it something that that data also reflects? I just wanted your inputs on that.
So that's very interesting. There are several causalities. And if I were to see that there are a lot of industries which are right now below the PLFS, but those same industries in other countries have a higher representation of women. So why is it that it cannot be done in India? Because we start with the conversation saying कि हमारे यहाँ नहीं होता है, हमारे यहाँ हो नहीं सकता है, हम कर नहीं सकते हैं. So I think we need to break through that. And I do think that in a lot, so for example, we are working with a mining company, we are working with a huge conglomerate which is into infrastructure, construction, and their representation, but that is one company. As an industry, that industry is very low, right? So I think if we were to start taking those steps and say that doggedly we will try and work on it, the problem is the patience is very low. Like I said, today everything you want to see ROI like tomorrow. But आपको PAT percentage का result तो 6 महीने, 8 महीने, 1 साल बाद दिखेगा ना? Right? So you have to be patient, and that is the conversation I hope that after you see the report, you understand the report, you can have with your business and say कि ROI आएगी, लेकिन let's do the right thing. Let's invest in these initiatives which will get us the PAT percentage because of what it does to the organization. Have I answered your question? Thank you. And then time's up.
Thank you, ma'am. We would like to felicitate you. Yes, a very big round of applause for ma'am. And to do the felicitation, I request Ms. Ankita Sinha, Chief People Officer, MTX Group Inc., to please come upon the stage and felicitate our speaker. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.